Hey guys, welcome back to the very first episode of the year of the Middle Eight podcast with me, Ricardo Williams, Cherry V, and Jermaine Riley. Hopefully I pointed at the right place. If not, I'm just putting that blank square.
You can edit it so you do point in the right place.
There it is, isn't it? The magic of the edit and that. Yeah, living in the 21st century. Cherry V is such a troll. Cherry, why are you trolling? Why are you trolling so early? Anyway, how are you guys? How you doing?
We're talking to you, man.
How are you, Jermaine?
Oh, I'm kind of hot, to be honest. Like, I forgot the getting ready for one of these. I forgot what it was like in my yard, and my room, the windows open, fan was on. My room is just an incubator, just keeps the heat in. Thankfully, it's good, winter time and that. But for one of these, Jesus, I'm good, bro. Just working on my comic book stuff. Things is moving forward and thriving. Just staying creative, staying locked in the zone. I've, come off Instagram for a minute, and it's been doing wonders for my mental health. And yeah, man, just out here trying to where the diary's still dry gig wise, but trying to make money, diversify my portfolio in other means,
Right.
That's all I can really say, man. Family, everything is blessed. Boyfriend's blessed. Just staying creative, locked in, man. We're trying to launch this extra man thing in July, so it's crunch time,
Wow.
It takes me about a month and a half to do an issue.
Wow.
And obviously I have to have a buffer month where I check over everything. So I don't really have that much time. So yeah, just locked in, bro. Just head down, locked in.
That's wild. It's July, That's like, wow.
Trust me, trying to do it for my birthday.
Big. That's big, man. That's big. Sheza, Sherry.
Hi.
How are you, honey?
I'm great, guys. I'm just here, just doing me,
You know what? I have to big up the hat still, I'm feeling the hat, fam.
Yes, fire.
Yes, my beloved. All right. Let's do some talking, guys. A lot has happened.
You didn't say how you were, bro.
Oh, I'm good, man. You know me. I'm there, man. Me just here, living life and that. I'm good, man. You know what? Actually, I'm back to making music, which has been really fun. Really, really fun. Like, I don't think I've done this in a while. Like, it's been a couple of years where I'm just creating for fun. Like, I don't even care what the outcome is. Yeah, there's going to be something at the end of it, whether it's like a project or a single, but in terms of the outcome, I'm like, I don't care. I just want to put it out there and just be happy with my creation. And it's really just been fun. Like, I've just allowed myself to have no real boundaries, this is the thing you're supposed to do. It's just make music, and what happens, man. So yeah, man, I'm proper enjoying it. Jermaine, you did this, you don't like it, and just disappear.
Did I?
You disappear, Jermaine. But it's okay. Where are you? South London, innit? Them book internet.
No. Don't try it.
Nonsense, bro.
Sit there. That's it. They put it back. South London internet. But anyway, so much have happened this week. So at the time of filming, which is today, it's Tuesday, isn't it? So you guys are seeing this on Thursday. Rihanna.
She have something in the oven. Congratulations.
Isn't it?
Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what? Yeah, obviously I think she showed up at, like, I don't know what she was being honored for. I think it was
Barbados thing.
Yeah, Barbados thing. And she was obviously like, something was peeking true, but she never made no official announcement or whatever. It's looking like she's fully embracing the bump now, and just the love that her and ASAP are sharing. And yeah, man, it's just beautiful to see. She's obviously taken time to focus on what's important to her over the last decade, because we ain't had an album in. No, I'm joking. So, like, you know, it's just about picking and choosing what the priority is for you, clearly, because she could have easily buckled under the fans' pressure of when's the album and blah, 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 blah. Like, do you get me? So she's obviously got her billionaire corporation on lock. You get me? She got a new man. She got the Pitney on the way. It's just, you know, she's just done what's right for her, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's good to see, and she just looks, obviously.
She looks good, man, and she
looks good. Obviously, when women are pregnant, there's a glow. You know, she can see the glow. So
that's right.
It's amazing. Yeah, I didn't really understand why she had a belly out in the cold, though, because I saw the snowflakes and the belly was out. I know it's fashion, but keep the baby central heating, you know.
You're so silly. What are you saying, Cherry? You happy? You happy for Sister RiRi?
Oh, and I'm ecstatic, mate. I'm ecstatic. So nice. I think it's nice when people just look genuinely happy, innit?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Family's everything.
So true. And we forget, you know, like, she's been relentless. Like, before she took a break from music, she was dropping albums like pretty much every year, like consistently, and then touring on top of that. So, like, to take the time off, I'm like, you know what? Take as long as you need in the streets. And I guess it must have been quite hard for her to live life when all you're doing is in the studio, do you know what I mean, on a stage. Like, how do you make those connections? How do you live? So I'm happy for her, man. I'm happy that she's taken the time. She's built her thing, built that thing, and then, yeah, man, just chose happiness, man. That's what it's about, innit? It's good when you get to see artists like at her caliber, like, be happy, because normally they get consumed by the industry, innit, and all the things.
Yeah.
And man. Also, it's like people are not very forgiving of women who decide to go into motherhood.
True.
So it's just nice to see someone just do what they want to do, innit?
Yeah, that's so true. You know? That is so true. Wow.
You can have 5,000 nannies and shit in it. So
yeah. Right. You know what it is as well? It's just about finding what works. I heard recently that Adele only does stadiums now because it allows her to not just do the one gig in one city, you have to pick up and leave, get on the tour bus or whatever. She only does stadiums because, like, her and Beyonce apparently they had a conversation where they only do stadiums because, you know, that is the one setup. You get everyone from all walks of the land to come into the one place in it for the 2-3 nights.
Right.
And then that's it. You're not moving. You go to the same place. There's a stability for the Pitney them if they're backstage. You know, it's about finding the balance, especially because, you know, they are legends out here with families. So yeah, you just have to figure it out what's practical, because I feel like people don't tally in when they want you to do music again. They don't tally in all the stuff that comes with it, the hours at the studio, the hours in the office, the hours, you know, obviously trying to have your family, but still have to be on tour and then move from city to city, and your Pitney's barling and they want you. And there was one instance where I never forget, Britney Spears, she had to leave her child backstage in the dressing room or something like that, and the Pitney was bawling, like, you know, they're bawling where they look like they sound like they're in pain. Pitney's bawling. She's up, she's in the toaster thing where she's about to pop up on the stage. She said, actually, no, sorry, people gonna have to wait another 20 minutes. I need to go tend to my Pitney. Like, because it's that motherly thing, like, you can't just deny that, like, but there's a whole arena waiting, innit? Yeah. Sorry, my child is top priority. Like, what do you want me to do? My Pitney is bawling, I can hear it. Even when I'm here, I can hear it because it's in my heart. Do you get me? So yeah, I really respect it. I respect people like Pink. I'm not sure if you've seen the thing on Amazon where the documentary thing where she's traveling with the two Pitney. But yeah, it's amazing when you find the balance and you have, you know, a support system around you as well. Mm. So yeah, man, happy for RiRi. Welcome.
I said welcome, you know. Okay. Versuz, man. You see, I see it come up on my feed yesterday. I think you might have sent it to me, but I did see it on my feed as well. And the music Soulchild Valentine's is coming. What are you thinking? Do you know what? I have my opinions. You know, I'm the villain. I'm the villain. I'm gonna be the villain today.
Why?
Listen, I want to put it out there. I do rate Anthony Hamilton. Yeah, I think he's a bad man. But maybe it's because I'm a music Soulchild fan. I might be a bit biased. And I know it's like a celebration, whatever. It's not really Versuz. We're not clashing. This ain't Sound Clash. But I just feel like music's got more tunes than Anthony Hamilton. Like, I can pick maybe 3 or 4 Anthony Hamilton tunes, but that first music Soulchild album, it's like tune. And we're not even talking about the other 6 that he's done, fam. Yeah. So I don't know how Anthony Hamilton's gonna keep up. Like, I don't know.
You know what it is? It's a different type of music. Soulchild songs have cut through in a way that is almost it's almost R&B pop to be, because if you play Just Friends at a gig and perform it, everyone knows that song. And I know everyone in there, people know that one as well, but it's not like Just Friends. It's not like Love. It's not like Merry Go Round and them thing there.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of stuff.
Half Crazy, like when we start jumping into those other albums.
What's the You're my angel.
So beautiful.
When that drops, what's winning? What are you gonna play after that?
This is what I'm saying. It's got tunes for days.
Yeah. When I got only one I could think about when it comes to Anthony Hamilton is like, is there someone called Charlene or something?
Yeah, so that's Come On Home to Me, Charlene.
Then what about Coming From Where I'm From? That one as well.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 2 songs.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I can only think of like 3. No shade to Anthony Hamilton, but I can only think of like 3 songs that I know.
Same, like bangers, like ones that just stand out. They're not like album cuts. They're just like,
he could really, really, really sing. I can't think of all the songs though.
This is it.
Yeah, it's that cut through commercial crossover. It's the one with Mary J. Blige was on the tune as well, the music Soulchild one.
What?
Oh, love you when your hair turns grey. I think she was on that tune as well.
I haven't heard that Mary J. Blige version.
I don't know the Mary J. Blige. I know that's a big tune though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is it, bro. And we're not even talking about the recent stuff, you know, like.
Yeah.
If my man, his albums, I don't know, man.
But I think, you know what it is as well? Music Soulchild came at a time.
It's the timing.
That first album dropped when that whole Billy thing was going on. And it was crazy, the neo soul thing.
Yeah.
off the scale.
Yeah.
Diary, Erica Purdue, Floetry, like to name a few. But his first album is like a snapshot of that vibe in that time. So that's why it's just so nostalgic. And I don't know if I can personally say that an Anthony Hamilton album has done that for me.
Same.
It hasn't for me personally. I just know it hasn't.
Yeah.
But I know I've opened for Hamilton. I've opened for my man. So when the tunes came on,
When did you open for? When did you open for?
Anthony, Tony.
When?
When?
Yeah. Well, a solo artist.
Solo artist. And obviously when the tunes dropped, the thing kicked off. But obviously it's a room full of people who would know.
Right.
As a nation, do we know? You know? And I know he's got a lot of soundtrack stuff. And to be honest, there's probably songs where it's blown up in America and didn't reach here as well. So we obviously got a bit of a skewed view. Because like if you watch like Chrisette Michelle stuff or whatever, there's tunes that they love and we're like, I don't know that song. You get me? But it kicked off on their Billboard R&B chart or whatever. Do you get me? So yeah, for it to even be a thing, for my man to obviously have all like say, yeah, I'm gonna go against music Soulchild with all the vim, he must know that he's got some bits.
Gonna need to. It's because the minute music draws for love, the dance is done. Like
there's a lot of
friends, like, and then you know what? Like whatever happens, like competition or not, I think it's still gonna be a vibe, man. Like you know what I love about Versuz? I love that it really kind of allows people to get their flowers, like in a way that they wouldn't normally get it. Do you know what I mean?
Watch now.
Like, so that's
watch now. Everyone's gonna remember music's done for the culture. What he's done. Do you get me? Because I always, that he's been one of the guys for me in terms of like the influence has just been there in my music, especially more recently as well, more recent projects I've put out. I always lean back, Feel the Real album. I've said like that last album that's like, I don't know, 19, 20 tracks long. When I need to reignite the fire, I have to revisit that album because the musicality, the harmonies, the vocals, he's a different tier now vocally. And I'm just so glad that this is going to shine a light on what a lot of us have been seeing for time, but because of where he's placed, they don't understand. Like there's certain songs you can perform and you're like, so people know his songs, but it's like, why doesn't it seem to equate to the success level? Do you get me? Like we know his songs, like I said, it's in our bloodstream, it's in the culture, it's you know, he's done bits, he's contributed significantly. So I'm just glad as a avid fan, music Soulchild fan, I'm gassed. And if it's live vocals,
game over. It's game over.
Oh my life.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be a vibe, man. It's gonna be.
We got to stay up till like 1:30 to watch it, innit?
You know what? Out of some of them, that's the one I'm gonna feel all right to stay up. Some of them have just been a bit, especially after lockdown. I think during lockdown, Versuz was like, we weren't doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? But then after it, some of the lineups were like, nah, maybe I'll check it out in a week. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to this one. I'm definitely staying up. I'm definitely gonna be on Twitter chatting the most as the tunes are leaked.
You will. I know you will, bro.
Yeah, man. So talking about R&B, since we're talking about it and contribution to R&B, the song of the moment, Hrs and Hrs.
Hours.
Licking off everyone's head. It's everywhere, isn't it? Like, and it's not even slowing down. It's like it just keeps,
And the next one after that is killing it as well. Time Machine, I think it's gone viral on TikTok as well.
I heard that. Is that her? Is that
Yeah.
is that the same artist?
Yeah.
Is
That's
that a
so
new tune, or is it
inspiring,
just something from a catalog?
Say that again?
Is it a new tune, or is it just
I
something
think
from
it's
a
a new
catalog?
tune. And everyone's like doing like moments they regret. Wish I had a on TikTok.
I've seen it too. She's got like, I saw an interview. I think Ace did an interview with her, and I was shocked. Like, she's got credits. Like, she's been out here writing.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like,
she's not new, bro.
Well, this I didn't know. Like,
it's Priscilla Renee. Do you know about Priscilla Renee?
Yeah.
That's who it is. She just changed her name.
What was Priscilla Rena? Just dead.
Priscilla Rena. She just changed her name, rebranded, kept the credits, kept the bag, but changed the name. Do you get me? Like, that's why it's so inspiring to me. Watch man change up his name now. No, I'm joking.
What are you gonna call yourself?
I don't know. I'm giving it some good thought because I love her name. Like, Money Long is sick.
Yeah.
Like, but because her money is long, for real.
Listen.
Because her first hit was California King Bed. Do you get me? Domestic, like in. So she's been out here, Mariah Carey. She's got all the credits. She's got that. It's undeniable. Do you get me on that front? So now she's coming through. You needed to just, let me rebrand, because if I come out now as Priscilla Renee, they're gonna attach me to I had an interesting conversation as well with Varen, my former bandmate. We linked up and went for dinner or whatever, and he was just saying that people will attach your history to your name regardless of what you try and do, whether it's different or whatever, and your artistry, even for us, is still attached to things that happen throughout the thing with the names attached to. Do you get me? Like, we're still, the example he gave is that, like, if you go through something as, Jermaine Riley, if I go through something, if I now win, I'm still, my brand in my psyche is still attached to the pain when I lost. And all my decision making is going to be attached to all the things that I've done.
That's mad.
And all the mistakes and all the pitfalls and all the record deals that have fallen through and blah, blah. Like, everything's attached to what we've been through just because of the name. But if you now re-enter like a Money Long, she's coming in like she's just come out. Do you get me? And in your mind, it's fresh to her as much as it's fresh to us, because she hasn't got the preconceived expectations of, you came out in 2000, blah, blah. What are you gonna do now? How do you sound now? I liked when you sounded like this. And so you have to keep sounding like that because of what I want from you. Do you get me? Like, you wash away all of that when you kind of start again, and it gives you that level of freedom. It was really inspiring coming from someone like Baron, because obviously he's had major success as a singer-songwriter and done his bits, Billboard success and platinum, this, that, whatever, and awards and Grammys. And so he's done all the things. So as an artist who's yet to step out or re-enter, obviously he was in Fundamental and he dropped a couple of solo bits back in the day, but it's nice, someone in my position who I'm not, I haven't really been thinking about music at all as well. We're both kind of like in the same space of like, how are we gonna re-enter this thing now? Do you get me? So everyone receives the music how we want them to. It's really important to think about. It's this whole thing, like, as we know, a huge part of it is about perception, how people perceive you, especially in this social media. thing that's going on. Like, that's why I'm not Instagram right now, because it's like the perception of it. I'd rather just absolutely disappear, absolutely wash away. There's been so many times when I've wanted to literally wish I can erase everything and just come in again with everything that I know. Because the perception and the expectations and the psychological baggage that you're carrying as an artist, it's a really real thing. I don't know how to close this TED talk, but
now you drop some nuggets, you know, like the whole, like, you're absolutely right. The minute you said who she was to me, right, I had like a version of her in my head. And I think the fact that for me, I didn't connect the dots. I think the fact that she just came out of nowhere for me was like, oh, who's this? Like, I accepted her for where she came, do you know what I mean? Rather than from where she came from. It was like, oh, this is you and this is your tune, this is your vibe. I like it, rather than, oh, you've done all of this, I expect this, or how comes you didn't do you know what I mean? But that's sick, man.
Do you know what's crazy? Go on, Cherry.
With her as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Complete rebrand.
Yeah.
Gabby Wilson. Her name was Gabby Wilson before, isn't it?
Yeah, her. Look at that.
Yeah.
And it's not like she wasn't in. Everyone knew she was in the industry.
Right.
But she was at like big people's parties, playing live on the piano and blah, 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 blah. Like, she was in. But she said, listen, right? Honor's not listening though. You get me? Like, you guys aren't listening. So let me just come in like a newbie to you with all my experience, all my expertise, all my skills, all my talent, and really make Honor listen, because that's the only time people want to switch on. It's like, oh, here's this new tune. Do you get me? Like, and you know what's funny is that I knew that Money Long was Priscilla Renee upon listening to the newest project. So I was just playing it out. And I'm like, even though I know I'm receiving the music like she's new, I almost said, oh, this is my favorite, like my new favorite artist. Everything she was doing, I'm like, I don't know if I would have, if I saw Priscilla Renee EP, blah, 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 if I would have deeped it and received it. It's something about rebranding that does wonders.
Yes. Thinking of changing my name now.
Because people become desensitized, isn't it?
Yeah, they do, innit?
100%, 100%. I've always, speaking authentically, I've always thought to myself that no matter what I do, not only people going to be Ras Clark thinking about fundamental, but it's a thing where it's like, oh yeah, Jermaine's sick. Like, obviously standard. Yeah, the video's dope. I was dancing and it's sick. Like, the artwork looks sick. Anyway, back to, do you get me? That's how it is. That's how I felt for years. Do you get me? The stuff that I've done, when I look back at the stuff that I've done, and I'm like, no one, to this day, you don't have no one doing it like this. Not in an egotistical way, it's just what it is physically, visibly in my mind.
Why
from
is
over
that?
here.
Like, why is that? Why is, like, someone can visibly see, like,
because it's like Sherry said, this desensitized. It's like, yeah, obviously man's doing that anyway.
But the new
thing, they want the
there.
new thing. It's like everyone just wants something new. It's just like, even if you drop a song now, it's the most amazing thing. When it's out, and they really, it's like the news. It's like TMZ, bruv. The moment something lasts is the hot thing for 3 days. They just want to move on. That's why I'm glad Rihanna didn't fall into the pitfall of doing an album, because now what? She's done the album, but she's done albums. You're just going to take the music again, rinse it out, absorb all the juices from it, and then try and move on.
But I think,
like, go on.
I also feel like people are even more desensitized when there's nothing. It's like, if you decide not to rebrand and you want to re-enter, you also have to think about chess moves, innit? Yeah. Because if you present yourself, like, I remember somebody said to me one time, like, you do everything that it says on the tin. But you do, but deliver, like you get all the attributes, or whatever, materials, visuals, whatever, but what's good? And I'm like, what do you mean what's good? And it's just like, what's different this time? What's the plan? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, well, who's the cosign? What's the chess move? What's the flipping, I don't know, worldwide European tour? Like, what's the, something has to change in it for people to be like, oh, because after a while, being able to sing, dance, look good,
yeah, that's wild.
It becomes standard. It just becomes standard.
But you know what? Oh, do you know what? Oh man. You know, you say that, yeah? You say that, Cherry, and I 100% agree with you.
I'm saying it's what people say.
Yeah. And I get it. I get it. Like, you're saying it, and like, I'm like, you're absolutely right. When I think about some of the people that I really, really rate, people that I know, and obviously people that I'm just sort of fans of, I do see that. I do see that after a while, it's just like, yeah, that's just my man. When actually, it's not just my man, or my gal. Do you know what I mean? They're out here still doing bits. Like, there was an interview with Getz on, I don't know who he was with, but Chucky was there, and there was two other dons. And I think he was talking about just generally like comparison. And then he was like, comparison's just mad, because someone's always going to have something to say. Someone's always going to have a favorite. So it doesn't matter what you say, because my man over here is going to be like, well, he did this. And my man over here is going to be like, well, but he did this. So it's like, what's the point? Like, they're always going to have their favorites. And then he went on to say, the worst thing is, though, is what he went on to say then was then talking about how people are not putting in effort anymore into their art, right? So how can I take, basically what he says, how can I take your opinion when you will go to a show of a man doing his track over the album version and it's not even gay? So you want me to take your opinion, but you're not even serious about the art. And then he was saying, the problem is when things like that happen, is people will go to a concert and be like, that was the sickest thing. And he's like, but my man just spat over his album version. It wasn't even a PA. Like, we're not even talking about live band. It wasn't even a PA. And you went there and said it's sick. And then what will happen then is that becomes the standard.
You lower the bar.
That's it. And then he said, what happens then is people start looking at the thing differently, like, oh, I can do that. And he says, when a man starts thinking like that, that's what happens to the industry. One or two of them would be like, oh, if my man can do that, I can do that. And I was like, so what you said, Terry, I'm like, you're absolutely right. But when do people realize there's a difference between like what's going on here and where the bar like was or should be? Because I get that we get desensitized to some of the people that we know and some of the people that we see day in, day out or over the years. But personally, being villain today, I just feel like the bar is a lot lower when it comes to music. And do you know what? It's hard because people's expression of music is their own personal expression and you can't kind of categorize that. But in terms of like certain things, like going out and not singing on your own album version, having a PA, or I mean, being able to sing on key without auto-tune and being able to keep time. All of those things for me are like standard things when we're talking about artistry or music, whatever. And the bar is so low, when someone comes higher than that, why do we not notice it? Like, why do people brush my man?
Do you know what's deep though? The funny thing is, it can either go one or two ways, because if somebody come and lower the bar and then the person who is actually so skilled at it can then inspire the next generation who doesn't know of that seasoned artist to be like, raw, this person's really talented. And it's like, what do you mean? This is what all of you man supposed to be doing.
Right.
You're supposed to be coming on this mek shall we thing and singing over track and jumping up and down with no theatrics or no band or no musicality to your ting. Or that person could lower the bar, and then, like what you said, next person could be like, oh, you don't have to be talented to do this thing. You can just actually just vibe and just actually just like more or less blag your way through this thing. And both of them are a bit annoying in different ways.
Yeah. And also, I feel like you can see the person who's not putting in half the amount of effort or applying any type of talent to the thing. And then everyone can easily accept that as the standard, or receive it and be like, yeah, that's sick. And then when they do come across the person who feels like they can now relax into the, okay, I'm gonna do this now since that's what you guys are accepting, the general world looks at that person who's genuinely talented, who's skilled, or they know that their bar is generally higher. Now it's like, oh, you've fallen off. But my man was just doing that and you loved it.
Right.
Like that, like no shade to it. Might be shades. You know what? It's January. Listen, right? Chris Brown uses a bag of autotune in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's like no one can hear it. It's like, I remember he went to a Breakfast Club interview and Charlemagne was like, I don't hear it on your songs. I'm like, oh my.
Right.
But because T-Pain will walk in behind him and then the whole thing will be about autotune.
Right.
And they don't receive the songs and the harmonies and the production and everything that T-Pain's doing because it's attached to this thing that it's like people's perceptions are so skewed. Yeah. And then I've even had, speaking authentically, right? I've even had people in my DMs or whatever, DMs, comment sections, it's too much auto-tune. I'm like, do you realize what the level of auto-tune my man's using?
And my thing's turned down a little bit more than his.
I'm potentially using the industry standard. Obviously, sometimes sonically, I'll use more for the rhythm, for the sonics of the song or whatever, right? But it's not to say I can't sing. So I don't have that hang up about it. But my man's churning out 45 song albums with the ting on 0, right? And 0 is the highest you can get. Technically, obviously, if you know about autotune, but you lot are slapping it up. It's going Billboard 100, blah, blah, blah. And my man's the greatest. You might want to chat about, Chris Brown will ban Usher and blah, blah, blah. You want to have all these big-chested conversations, but you lot ain't deep in the thing. And you lot ain't going to the concerts and seeing whether it translates. You get me? Like, but this is what I'm saying. It's like people, depending on the standard that certain people set, people will skew what the standard is. Do you get me? People will accept something from someone, but from you now, nah, you have to be, I want Otis Redding dry vocals from you, and you need to sing till your throat's bleeding. Yeah. And that's where you have to stay. Otherwise, you ain't. Do you get me? What? Yeah.
It's wild, you know. It's wild. It's wild. And it triggered me. When Cherry said it, it triggered me because I'm like, it's mad that you could be consistently like good at what you do and that almost be like a negative. It's like, what rules? What's the rules here then?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it triggered me. It triggered me. And it's mad though. So, you know.
I'm sorry, before we continue, as a disclaimer, I don't give a fuck about autotune because I can hear whether someone can actually sing and I know whether it needs for the song. And I understand, I can differentiate between using it and not using it and when someone needs it and when someone doesn't. So I don't want people running off and being like, oh, Jermaine saying he don't like auto-tune, but it isn't that auto-tune. Do you get me? Like, it's not that. Do you get me? I'm saying that it's one rule for one man and another rule for another. And I want to decide what it is.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. Yeah, that's lashed me. Like I'm a little bit speechless now because I can see it in so many of.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, like it's mad. It's mad. And now you're gonna have to come on the mountaintop to just deliver what you normally deliver. Like Cherry said, you're gonna have some major chess move, or Drake said I'm the next Whitney Houston. You know what I mean? Like
but like, do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? I think even if that happens now, based on what people know you as and how long you've been doing it, a cosign is not going to change anything.
You reckon?
Depends what the cosign is, though.
Who's big enough to change the trajectory, sorry.
It depends on who the cosign is, and it depends on what the chess move is.
Right.
I think the chess move is going to do more for you than anyone saying that you're dope. Because people are so comfortable with your dope. It's not like they're delivering news.
But when I say cosign, I don't mean like, oh, somebody's saying that you're dope. I mean somebody
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Collaborating, working with you.
Right.
Taking you under their wing. That's what I mean by
right. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Saying your dope is air.
It doesn't mean nothing, innit? That's wild though, man. Like what you just said, Jermaine, like people being comfortable with your dope. That's like, what? How do we get to that point? Like where you just miss it because you're so comfortable with seeing them around or hearing them or knowing their vibe. That's wild.
Brother, this echelon that us three is in, that's it. That's all it is.
What do you mean?
I mean that people know how dope we are, but it's like, yeah, obviously, you can do this, you do this, you do this video, that song bangs, this project is classic. Oh my gosh, this song saved my life. This gun, like this show, I went to this show, you killed it. Oh my gosh, did you see when I opened for Thingy? You toured here, you done like, okay, son.
But when you say this is it, what do you mean by that?
I mean, like, people will accept that all the things are there, all the ingredients are there, and they can still be like, unless you do have the chess move, like you said, it doesn't, you can literally be in your house, being as amazing as you are, walk out on street, be recognized, do all these things, work with this artist, that artist, write this song for this person, blah, blah, and it doesn't change a thing. Because unless the business side of it is businessing.
That's move.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's true. It's true. And you know what? That is like a major lesson that I've learned over the last, 5 years. And I when I'm gonna say this, like it burns me because I wanted to fight against it. But talent isn't enough. It just isn't. It isn't. And me, when I came into the game, I was like, you know what? It's just about how talented you are. If I can sing a man's head off, then
you still like that though.
No. But that's that's the Jamaican in me. Though.
What's
that's
changed?
Like, that's different. That was like, I can make it just based on being good at something. Do you know what I mean? That was my naivety. Now my thing's just like, I just want to clash everyone. I'm just a Jamaican, innit? I want to spar. Do you know what I mean? For me, when I spar, obviously I don't think I'm the best in the world. So I know when someone's, I'm not even close. I'll go on TikTok and I'll just be like, yeah, Rick, you just need to sit down because these 12-year-olds are killing you.
But you know what? Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. That's a separate conversation, but carry on.
But what it does for me,
touch upon that, but carry on.
It puts me back into perspective and it just helps me move forward. You know what I mean? It's almost like when you're training with someone, if someone's a little bit stronger or a little bit faster, you want to push a little bit more because actually I want to keep up. Do you know what I mean? I want to know, I want to do that. I want to be able to, and that's for me. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, yeah, I really came into the business thinking talent was enough, and it really isn't. Like, it's it's mad, and it burns me to say it. It's probably it's the smallest percentage of it. Like it really is. It's like you said.
Bonus. Talent is a bonus. Talent is a bonus.
Yeah, that's it, man. And that's wild, but that's what it is.
Yeah, because if you have a product and
the
product is what it is, because that's obviously how a lot of the industry will view you, the industry that just want to make money. It's like you're a product. If now you can take that product and it's like, oh my gosh, they can sit at a piano and, you know, write a song or sing live and what's it called, strip the song down to acoustic guitar, and you know they and Ed Sheeran respects their vocal performance or whatever. Like all these, if the talent's there, that's what they will now use to enhance the product. It's not a thing that now now becomes about the talent. Like it never becomes about talent when as far as industry. It's like they'll be like, yeah, for example, someone like Dua Lipa or what's another, Doja Cat. Doja Cat to the label is P in it. That's all they can see. It's money, 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 money. The image, blah, 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 blah. The fact that she can actually dance and sing and write dope songs is like, thank God we found something that can genuinely keep this money coming in, man. Because do you get me? That's how they're viewing it. They're not viewing it like, oh my gosh, we've got Beyonce. They're like, what can Beyonce do? Can she sell this? Can she go on tour again for us? You know, like that's what it is. It's like the fact that she's Beyonce, that's what they're, okay, cool. Like we have to see how we can use the general talent to make more money. Like it's all contrived and it's fucked.
But anyway,
but it's great. It's great because knowing that it's fucked, you can now move accordingly. That's why I really respect Ricardo, and I'm in the same mind frame. I said this to Byron as well. My next project, whenever that happens, is gonna be absolute like fun. It has to be that. Yeah. It has to be back to 2000, whenever, when you enjoy every song and you can't wait to go back in and just change something. Oh, let me do this and blah, blah. It has to be back to the fun of it. And you have to almost eradicate the but what's going to happen after that? That's dead. And I put out so much music without that, and that music is always my best music. Same. When I'm not thinking about what's going to happen. I just want to put something into the ether. Like I just want to put something out, and like artwork, and I have to take 2 dibby pictures. That it doesn't even matter. Like it's just about putting it out there. Yeah. And the business side can get sorted out, but speaking as someone, obviously personally, as someone who's been doing this a while and has struggled ups and downs and wanting recognition from this, that, whatever, the most important space to be in is you loving it.
100%.
At a base level. Otherwise, you surviving is
it's not going to happen. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be depressed. You'll be depressed if it's not. Yeah. If you're not creating, or if it doesn't start from there, you're going to be depressed, man. You're going to be depressed unless you got the bag and you're going to start to buy some of the things that you need or want. Do you know what I mean?
Or unless you're willing to do certain things and become an influencer as well and do all the other extra stuff that you have to do now.
So look at Jerry. All the extra stuff. So what is it about going back on it, hours and hours, that you think has made it pop? Like I was sitting there trying to work it out. Like it doesn't sound like anything that's out. Do you know what I mean? It's not following a trend. It's just, it doesn't sound like now. and it doesn't sound like it just is. But what is it that made it pop? Like what is it?
I personally don't think. I think it's a good song, and I can see why it people are appreciating it for what it is, but it's not groundbreaking.
Like, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's groundbreaking, but in the moment, like it's created a huge moment, especially for R&B as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I just think it's the vessel that it's come from. It's come from a new artist, and it's just like when Summer came out. Do you get me? And it was like, because Summer or Janae could sing this song if it was coming from them vocally. It's not to say that it would necessarily be executed any different.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it is coming from a new vessel while it's being received fresh. Do you get me? If she, as like I said, she is Priscilla Renee, it might not have popped just because people think it's Priscilla Renee. She's been doing this since early 2000s, and it's the like, because I was doing the same thing as you in terms of like, okay, cool, this song is kicking off, and you've got the swing to it that kind of reminds me of a bit of a Jasmine Sullivan like pace to it. And I just think it's a well-written song, vocally executed. Go on, Cherry.
Do you know what, bruv? I think, yeah, the reason why it's done so well is because people want love. We've just 2 years of such flipping stress and drama, yeah? We've had R&B releases, but have we had any R&B releases focused around love? Summer Walker is about breakup. Jasmine Sullivan is a lot about heartbreak and stuff. Have we had any really 90s R&B love songs?
No.
From a female?
No, right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And for me personally, that's what I love about it. It's just like, it's a woman just loving on her spouse, a partner or whatever, or a person loving on her. Do you know what I mean? It's just nice.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little breath of fresh air for once.
Yeah.
That's my 5 pence.
Well, that's what you're taking it from it.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Because when I heard it, I was just like, and then maybe because of where I am in my life right now, I love ocean, so I don't know if because of that. But
ocean, swim in it.
But I just feel like it's nice. Like, I am an absolute avid fan of Jasmine, and I like some of a lot of Summer Walker's stuff, but it is based around heartbreak, isn't it? It's based around F-boys, and
it's true. It's true. Do you know what? Do you think is there balance still? Do we still have balance though? Like, I don't know, it's like, love and relationships and experiences is both light and dark. Do you know what I mean? Like, and all the in between. But do we still have balance?
What do you mean in music?
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough love songs. Honestly, don't, especially as of late. Like, I don't feel like we have enough love songs. I don't know if you guys can throw like some songs out there that's been. No, really...
I agree. I agree. Like, I'm gonna be villain today. I completely agree. I've been very vocal about like the imbalance of tunes, and I think, and I know this is gonna sound wild, I think it's starting to affect society. Like, we don't know what love looks like or feels like anymore. And so we can't operate in love anymore. Like, our words are not kind. Our actions are not thoughtful. Do you know? We're not empathetic because we've forgotten what love looks like. All we know is you chat to me a certain way, I'm gonna lick your head. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
cancelled or disposed, everything block off. And then once people do that and they dispose and they cancel people, it's like the heart's cold.
Yeah.
There's no like getting yourself back, healing, then actually opening yourself up to love again.
Yeah.
like, nah, my heart's been broken.
Yeah. It's a lot of that can never be me. Sorry, like it's a lot of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know whether it's like I'm morphing into grannyism, but I can't stand it sometimes. I'm just like, all right, guys, like, life happens. I'm an advocate. Life happens and things happen, but it's up to you to do the work to get back on the horse again. And I feel like closing yourself up like entirely is just such a disservice to yourself. Like, we all want to experience nice, beautiful things. And there's nothing like love, innit? Nothing like love in your heart and or you feel.
I hear that. I agree, man. So to kind of wrap it up, yeah. So do you think
I think it's all those elements.
I wrapped up. Do you think this is a moment now for R&B? Like, do we see R&B like not even making its way back to the mainstream, because kind of never was, but in terms of balance, you see, like, what's up, Cherry? What's up?
I'm so bored of this question.
No, do you know what? But it's the question that everyone keeps asking. That every time I log on or whatever, I'm like, actually, is.
But why are we asking the question? This is like.
I get it. I guess so.
Passionate. Why are we asking the question? R&B's there, bro.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gone. I'm just saying, like, are we getting more of a shift towards that kind of sound and feeling and narrative now? Like, is it coming back around?
I think it's fully returned, as Jasmine Sullivan has proven. Like the sound and Ari Lennox and all them, all Summer Walker, it's here, right?
Yeah.
I feel like as UK people, it might not feel like it's here because we are here in this country. But over there, it's absolutely thriving. It is the thing to do. They're lost in it. They're bathing in it. Do you get me? We are here seeing the ceiling and seeing, oh, why doesn't this, blah, blah, blah. Why hasn't we got the scene? And blah. That's our personal trauma that we're dealing with. Do you get me? Like, so it's here, bro. It's just that we're not over there. If we were over there, it's not a question that needs to be posed at all. They have their separate chart for it. Do you get me? That's showing you who's winning. So it's because we're here when we're like, oh, why isn't this artist doing anything? Oh, Tiana Major 9, blah, blah, blah. She should be so much.
No.
You get me?
Like, shout out to Tiana Major 9 on that Jasmine Sullivan support.
Oh.
Jesus. Yeah, man.
But you know, a good Instagram page, I feel like really repping R&B soul is Blues Project.
Yeah.
Like, they have schooled me about like some of the new stuff, our artists, how they support them, how they present their support for them, how they like put you onto songs about heartbreak, put you on songs about love, put you onto songs about, I don't know, spirituality within the R&B and soul realm. Like, that's a dope platform. And I feel like those platforms need to be shouted out and pushed out. I engage with that platform all the time. So I'm just like, I just want to let them know that I love what they're doing. And I love how they're just pushing that music out there. And they do it in such a classy, like a classy, really well presented format they have over there. And they got the gigs that they've got going on at Jazz Cafe, where they're putting on like R&B and soul artists on the stage, like, so stuff like that. We're getting more of those platforms now.
Living in Britain's another one.
There you go.
Yeah, man, they're doing some good stuff with the awards and that recognition and recognizing.
There you go. Yeah,
man, you're right. So R&B people, what are we doing this year? Anyone looking to drop any projects? Ches, you looking?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just very stressful. But I'll get there.
It is, man. It is. You putting a time on it, or you just kind of saying when I create and then I'm ready, it's coming?
It should be ready in about 2 months.
Jeez, exclusive. Doot, doot. Yeah.
About 2 months it should be ready. But
That's
I'm just doing all the behind the scenes, very tedious things at the moment. But yeah, I'll get there.
We should talk about it. Maybe next episode we talk about like the process, you know what I mean, and what it actually looks like. And what it actually looks like.
I don't want to talk about it, darling. I might start crying.
It's true, man. People, I guess what, especially with like going back to like that Rihanna conversation, there's a lot we don't see in it. There's a lot. We just get a tune on Spotify and a video on whatever on YouTube, but we don't really see.
Bruv, I posted about the fact that like you only see the doors that people walk through, but the doors that get slammed in your
man.
and the doors that don't open, you don't hear of. And I just said, honestly, like it does chip away at me and it does make me feel like not as strong as I used to be, because I'm just like, rah, no, another no.
Yeah, maybe I need to rethink. Am I the wrong one? Yeah, I know.
And that's a heavy burden to carry too. Like you just start to blame yourself for every single thing that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's
I
a
guess
lot.
I think we just have to remember that, like, we have to remember what we're dealing with, and we have to remember how many success stories started with a bag of no's. Like when I went, like, there's no one, the baddest people, the sickest concepts, the biggest companies, everyone always said no. And you're like, what do you mean? Like every documentary, someone said, that will never work. That's stupid. Take that out of my office. Like, so you're gonna get the no's. Like, imagine my man who played Hulk. He done like over 1,000 auditions, bruv, before he got his first part. Mark Ruffalo. And I'm like,
mad.
You're a bad man to just hear the no and be like, I'm moving forward. Do you get me? Like, it's that type of resilience. Like, you have, you know, you have bare classic stories. Harry Potter, like 12 publishers couldn't see the multi-billion-dollar concept in front of them. Do you know how mad that is?
Yeah,
like
mad.
There's 12 publishers in this world that are like looking in their files, their old files with the first transcript of the team, thinking, "Rah, she sent it to me, but I just checked the whole company." Like, you could have had that, bro.
Could have had that. That could have been you on some desert island, just living life. You know what? Man. You say that. You know how many documentaries or little clips on Instagram I've watched, like over the last week, where people have said, like, "Oh yeah, someone sent me Drake's thing, and I just didn't know. I didn't think he was." Like, I heard like four different rappers talk about, like, Drake came through to on his things landed on your desk. It was like John Legend. Like, how many people? I'm like, what? So yeah, man.
Jay-Z, same as well.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is one of the best examples, like, to the point of his own thing. Like, you heard it and you couldn't see, like, this man is the next. Like, it's mad. It's, you know, we could all fall victim to it. Sometimes I've prejudged artists and thought, what's so special about that? And then the world fucking mad. Do you get me? Like, so, but we, in our personal journeys, we just have to know that, listen, someone's wrong. Like, when I remember I was writing my book, right? I was writing a big novel, trying to do all that. And I said to myself, I've had so many people like try to tell me no in the music industry. There's nothing that can compare to, like, I've already got the armor, because the music industry's like, even with the comic book now, like, say we're obviously going to push through regardless, release independently, publish independently, and the thing's launching when it launches. But if we went to any publisher and we got a no, it's like, oh, sick. You just, I guess I'll see you at the top, because it has to be that, because it's so sick. And you like, people are just wrong. Everyone's always wrong. Like, everyone's always wrong. I literally watched the documentaries and I turned to whoever I'm with, I'm like, why is everyone wrong at first? Like, the big people like Apple and them thing there. Like, someone said, no, Steve Jobs bought you something, and you said, can't really.
Do you know what?
Even Bitcoin, there's people that are cussing my man.
Do you know what it is though, Jermaine? Is that's what happens when, like, not even to spiritualize this, but like when you have a purpose, right, that you can see, only you get it, only you see it, like it's for you. So no one can see that there is something on the other side of that, because they're not built that way. So they look at you and like, that don't make sense. There's nothing over there. But whatever's in you is for you to go and make over there. And so people never see it because they don't see it the way that it's been given you, man. And that has been a blessing to me, that realization that just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean it's not real or it's achievable. Like that's my thing. For you come on my island, it's fine. There'll be no hard feelings.
And you know what's deep as well? It'll be the people that it'll be the people that you wouldn't expect that don't see it.
Yeah.
And that will that will shake you. Yeah. That will lay you out.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be careful certain time who you speak to. And then certain times you don't even know, because you're thinking it could all be your manager to back a foot that is supposed to be your, do you know what I mean? That don't see it. You're like, what? So either I leave with this thing or I do what you think man should do. Anyway.
Yeah, man. On that note,
continued.
Yeah, we'll pick this up. Yeah, we'll continue next week. So guys, we're going to be much more regular. You're going to see us twice a month, maybe even more. So yeah, man, make sure you like, subscribe, do all of that. The bells are going to go off, to subscribers are going to go off. Follow Jermaine, follow Cherry, follow me. Our handles will pop up. So yeah, man.
On Twitter, follow me on Twitter, because you're not going to see nothing on Instagram.
Wow, yeah, follow Jermaine on Twitter. Light up the comments, man. If there's anything that you want us to talk about, if there's anything you want us to continue talking about, you have an opinion on anything that we've said, this is, go for it, man. Just lay us in the comments and
subscribes.
Yeah, man. And we'll get back to you. And subscribes, as Cherry said. So, Middle Eight Podcast.